Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class from Canto 1, Chapter 7, Texts 45 and 46. A recording of a class given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, without further ado, we'll start the class. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavan Drona Vartate Tasya Atmano Ardham Patni Aste Nanvaga Virasu Kriti Dharmagya Mahabhaga Bhavadhir Gauravam Kulam Vijinam Narhati Praptum Pujam Vadyam Avikshnasaha Saesha Bhagavan Drona Prajarupena Vartate Tasyatmanodham Patnyaste Nanvagadvira Sukripi Daddharmagya Mahabhaga Vadhir Gauravam Kulam Vijinam Narhati Praptum Pujam Vandyamavikshnasaha Saesha Bhagavan Drona Prajarupena Vartate Tasyatmanodham Patnyaste Nanvagadvira Sukripi Taddharmagya Mahabhaga Vadhir Gauravam Kulam Vijinam Narhati Praptum Pujam Vandyamavikshnasaha Eshaha certainly Bhagavan Lord Dronacharya Prajarupena in the form of his son son Ashvatthama.
in the form of his son Ashvatthama.
Vartate
Vartate
is existing.
is existing.
Tasya
Tasya
is
his
Atmanaha
Atmanaha
of the body.
of the body.
Ardham
Aradam
path.
path.
Patni
Patni
wife.
wife.
Aste
Aste
living.
living.
Na
Na
no.
no.
Anvagat
Anvagad
undertook.
undertook.
Virasuhu
Virasu
having the son present.
having the son present.
Kripi
Kripi
the sister of Kripacharya.
the sister of Kripacharya.
Translation. He, Dronacharya, is certainly still existing, being represented by his son. His wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because she had a son. Tat,
That
therefore, Dharmagya,
Dharmagya,
one who is aware of the principles of religion.
one who is aware of the principles of religion.
Mahabhaga,
Mahabhaga,
the most fortunate.
the most fortunate.
Bhavadhi,
Bhavadhi,
by your good self.
by your good self.
Gauravam,
Gauravam,
glorified.
glorified.
Kulam,
Kulam,
the family.
a family.
Rijinam,
Vrijinam,
that which is painful.
that which is painful.
Nam,
Na,
not.
no.
Arhati,
Ahati,
does deserve.
does deserve.
Praptum,
Praptum,
for obtaining.
for obtaining.
Pujyam,
Pujam,
the worshipable.
the worshipable.
Vandyam,
Vanjam,
respectful.
respectful.
Abhishnashaha,
Abhishnasaha,
constantly.
constantly.
Translation. O most fortunate one who knows the principles of religion, it is not good for you to cause grief to glorious family members who are always respectable and worshipable.
Please increase your volume. Hare Krishna.
तस्यात्मनो अध्यम पत्नी आश्री नान्नगार वीरसु कृपी तद्धर्मज्ञ महाभाग भवद्भि गौरवंकुलम विजिनं नारहति प्राप्तुम पूज्यं बंदम अभिक्ष्णसा. So, in continuation of the Pandavas' position in relationship with Dronacharya, the Guru, so many things have been explained by Draupadi. So, she is not ordinary woman. She knows everything of the religious principles, and therefore she is teaching the assembly of respectable, learned persons how the spiritual master should be respected. The Drona is also, qualified as Bhagavan. Bhagavan Drona. Anyone who is extraordinarily powerful, he is addressed sometimes as Bhagavan. Narad Muni is also sometimes addressed as Bhagavan. Lord Shiva is also sometimes addressed as Bhagavan. We have explained the different features of Bhagavan many times. Aisajyasya samagrasya bijasya jasasya sriya. So, the Supreme Bhagavan is Krishna. Nannat parataro matta parataram nanya. There may be so many Bhagavan, but the absolute Bhagavan is Krishna. Vaishajyasya samagrasya vidyasya, not samagra, but the Supreme Personality is samagra. The others, they have got to certain extent the qualities of Bhagavan. In that sense, they can be addressed as Bhagavan, but they are not samagra. Samagra means the complete. That is only attributed to Krishna, nobody else. Saisa Bhagavan Drona Prajarupena Vartat. Praja means offspring, son, daughter also. Prajayati, one who is born of the father. Without father, there is no possibility, son or daughter. Therefore, Prajayati, one who gives birth, and the Praja. Praja is the product of the body of the father. A son or daughter, they may be different persons, but they belong to the body of the father. Yatha joni, yatha bijam. Father is the bijam, just like bijam, the seed. The seed is the tree, later on. Similarly, the bijam, the seed is put by the father in the womb of the mother, and as the seed implanted in the earth and taken care of with watering, sprinkling, it grows to a big tree. Similarly, the seed is sown in the womb of the mother, and the mother takes care of the seed, and it comes to a big body later on and comes out. This is the process of birth. So, in one sense, between the seed and the tree, there is no difference. Similarly, the seed of the father and the father, there is no difference. Here it is prajarupena vartate. So according to Vedic culture, if one woman has got son, she is not considered to be widow. Widow means one who hasn't got husband or husband is dead. So, if the husband's representative is there, so strictly speaking, she is not widow. Prajarupena vartate. Again, the wife is considered ardhangini. I think in English also it is said better half. Wife is considered half the body. The left hand side half. Perhaps you have seen the picture that Krishna and Radharani, one body. The left hand side is Radharani, the right hand side is Krishna. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this. Radha Krishna pranaya vikiti alladini shakti asmat ekatmana bhavi. Radha and Krishna, they are one. But for pastimes, they have become two. Ekatmana bhavi deho vedo gato. Again, Radha Krishna united, Chaitanyakko prakata madhuna, tadvayam chaikamaptam. So these things are there. So, wife is considered better half, Ardhangini. So the Ardhangini is there and the son is there. In so many ways they are convincing that do not think that Dronacharya is dead and gone. He is convincing this point. Dronacharya is still existing. So killing the son of Dronacharya means killing Dronacharya. So do not do this. He's putting so many arguments. Then, tad dharmagga mahabhaga bhavat bhi gauravam kulam. One should act in such a way that it should be glorified in the family. The family consideration is very important in Vedic culture. A family does not mean that only a husband, wife, or a few children. No. Family means the generation. That is Vedic conception. So, if something is wrong done by any member of the family, that becomes a scar to the whole family. So he is from family-wise, she is warning that do not do anything which will be a discredit to the whole Pandav family. Vijidang narhati praptam pujjam bandham aviknasa. So, the Guru and the Guru's family, they do not require to be chastised or punished. It has been misused in so many ways. In Bengal, just like they say, Nityananda Vangsha, coming from Nityananda. So, Nityananda had one son, Veerbhadra, but Veerbhadra did not marry. So, there is no dynasty by Semina. By Nityananda Vangsha means by disciplic succession. Sometimes extra advantage is taken as Nityananda Vangsha, but people have got respect for such things, dynasty. So not only it is now, from time immemorial, Guru's dynasty, even in Mohammedan religion, there is such sentiment. Muhammad and his dynasty, Hussein, they are taken very respectfully. So, considering all points, the Guru's respect must be maintained. This is the sum and substance of the instruction. But there is other opposite instruction also. If the Guru is not in his proper way according to Shastra, Guru means he must be abiding by the rules and regulations of the Shastra. Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Sadhu means one who is obeying the rules and regulations of Shastra. Shastra must be the medium. Without Shastra, nothing is acceptable. That is spoken by Krishna. Tasmat shastra vidhanat jasastra vidimutsrijya vartate kamakha. So, nobody can transgress the rules and regulation of Shastra. And what to speak of Guru? Guru is Acharya. Achinati jasastrani. One who knows the rules and regulation of the Shastra and he teaches his disciple according to the Shastra, he is called Acharya. आचार्य मान विजानियात अवमानित करे. So Acharya should be respected, as Krishna says, as good as Krishna. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also said, Sakshad Haritena Samasta Shastri Yuktas Tatha Bhavataiva Sadvi. Acharya, Guru, is as good as God. Sakshad Haritena. Acharya should be respected as Krishna. Therefore, Acharya Upasana Navamanneta Karichit. If somebody foolishly thinks that they are worshipping a man, is like me, and he has taken the seat, and he is taking worship, respect from disciples. Sometimes they question like that, but they do not know that how Acharya should be respected. Acharya should be respected, Sakshad Haritena, just like God. It is not exaggeration, it is according to the Shastra. And Acharya also accepts all these respectful obeisances to carry it to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the process. As we receive knowledge from the Acharya, similarly, our activities, the result of activities, is carried by the Acharya to the Supreme Personality of God. Acharya does not accept anything on his own account. Acharya accepts everything on Krishna's account. That is the principle. And because he is representative of Krishna, he is dealing on behalf of Krishna. We have got in practical experience, formerly in British government, there was Viceroy. Vice means in place of, and Roy means royal, king, Viceroy. So, this Viceroy was respected as the king, as the emperor. That is the process. When he is no longer a Viceroy, then he is not respected. But so long he is acting as Viceroy, and the rule was that whatever presentation was given to the Viceroy, he did not accept it personally. It was kept in the state. So these are the process. The Guru Acharya, being representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he should be worshipped. Navamannetaka, namatta buddhya asuveta. Never think of envy. As soon as we become envious of the Acharya, they fall down immediately. Jasya prasada nagati kutopi. Jasya prasadad bhagavat prasada. This is the teaching of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He is also Acharya, Acharya Parampara. So, Navamanneta karhiti, Matta buddhya. Acharya should not be considered as ordinary human being. Vaishnavi jati buddhi, Gurusu naramati, Archi Vishnu siladhi, Gurusu naramati. These are the injunctions. Naraki. Everyone knows that here is Vigraha, Gaurnitai Vigraha, Krishna Balaram Vigraha, Radha Krishna Vigraha. Everyone knows that it was these Vigrahas were ordered from Jaipur and it is now installed. But why people are coming in thousands to see the Vigraha? They do not know that it is made of stone. Everyone knows. Maybe one or two may be coming sentiments. Every temple, just like Jagannath Puri temple, everyone knows that Jagannath is made of wood. Then why lakhs of people are going there to see? Similarly, Balaji, everyone knows it is made of stone. But thousands of people are going to see. So this is the system. This is not artificial, this is a system. One, as the Vigraha means the form of the Lord. There are 8 kinds of the forms of the Lord. They are made of stone, they are made of wood, they are made of jewels, and sometimes they are made of painting, metal, so many, there are 8. All these Vigrahas are to be worshipped. That is mentioned in this Shastra. Painting also, if there is painting, or if you think of the form of the Lord within the mind, that is also Vigraha. Just like Dhyanavastita tadgatina manasa pasyanti jam yogina. The yogis, they think of Vishnu form within the core of the heart. That is also Vigraha. Don't think that is imagination. That is also Vigraha. So there are 8 kinds of Vigrahas, and each and every one of them are as good as the other. Similarly, Vigraha of Guru is also Sakshat Haritena Samasta Shastri. This is the injunction of the Shastra. And maybe in the Shastra, but it is not carried. No, it is carried. Sakshat Haritena Samasta Shastri Rukta, it is said, Tatha Bhavataiva Sadvi. Those who are aware of the Shastras, that's why we have installed the deity according to Shastra. There is nothing imaginary. It is not idol worship. Idol worship is different. Just like the Western countries, they put an idol on the street, on the park, as the resting place of the crows, and passing stool on the head. That is idol worship. the so-called statues are installed and without any protection. No, our worship is not idol worship. This is deity worship. We construct temple and spend lakhs of rupees to install the deity. It is not idol worship. Idol worship is different. Therefore it is warned, Ate Vishnu Siladhi. If somebody thinks that the Vigraha is idol worship, there are so many rascals that think like that. That why you are worshipping in the temple? Amongst the Indians also, the Arya Samajis, they protest against temple worship. But who cares for them? Here in Vrindavan, there is Arya Samaji temple. Nobody goes there. But this is a new temple. Recently started, thousands of people are coming. Why? All of them are fools and rascals. So, this is exactly according to the Shastra. And the argument that God is everywhere, why you should go to the temple? What is this nonsense? If God is everywhere, why not in the temple? But this is their argument, nonsense argument. God is everywhere, but not in the temple. This is their argument. So we do not care. Nobody cares. So many agitators came and gone, but the Vedic process will go on. Let the dogs bark, the caravan will pass. There is no division. So on the whole, this is Vedic civilization that the Vigraha of the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted as He is present. We should take it that Krishna, actually this is the fact. As you have read in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there was the Sakhi Gopal history, and the two Brahmins, they promised before the deity, and later on there was misunderstanding, and the deity from Vrindavan went to bear witness in Orissa, more than thousands of miles away. And that Sakhi Gopal, witness Gopal, Sakhi means witness, is still being worshipped in Jagannath Puri near. There is a station, Sakhi Gopal. So, as the deity of the Lord, Vigraha, should not be considered as made of stone, wood. Similarly, Guru also should not be accepted as ordinary human being. He should be given all respect as we give to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is being explained by even one Omer, that is Vedic culture. Draupadi is explaining the importance, and she has said, Sai sa Bhagavan Drona. She's quite right when she accepting Drona as Bhagavan. Sai sa Bhagavan Drona Prajarupena Vartate, and is present by his praja. These things should be taken very seriously in instruction. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam, this is Praman, Pramanik Grantha. Pramanik Grantha means Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman, Anuman Praman, and Anuman, just like a sound is going on, one who knows that's all right. But we can, hypothesis, we can think that some machine is running on. We may not know what is that machine. This is Anuman. I have not seen the machine, what kind of machine is running on. But I can think of, imagine that it may be some machine is running on. That is also another praman, hypothesis, inductive, deductive. They are also analogy. There are so many processes. So here Krishna and Guru, they should be accepted on the same level. Therefore, Draupadi has addressed Dronacharya as Bhagavan, Sakshat Haritena, Samasta Shastri, Riktastatha Bhavateva. It is accepted. We should also accept. Thank you very much.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Hare Krishna. So dear devotees, we've had wonderful instruction from Srila Prabhupada, so many points, and this is the time that we can unmute ourselves one by one and share our realizations, share takeaways, or ask questions. So this is the time to do that. So please unmute yourself if you want to share or ask a question or share some realizations. But before that, I'd like to make one point that there was some discussion earlier about the class by Srila Prabhupada that I skipped. And I skipped because I asked to skip it. And this is Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 43. It was a very short lecture. And also there was quite a bit of bird noise background in there. And therefore I asked to skip that. But I took some notes about it. So before this, I'd like to just go through a quick summary of what that lecture was about. It was still about Dronacharya and Arjuna and Ashwatam and Draupadi. Draupadi was making this point that telling Arjuna that you want to kill Ashwatam, but you want to kill Ashwatam based on your knowledge, experience as a Kshatriya. But that experience was taught to you by Ashwatam's father. So you were indebted to him and you want to ruin the family like that. Use Dronacharya's knowledge to kill his son. So that was the argument that Draupadi brought up. There's another point too before Prabhupada talks about that, this point that we just talked about. And that is that it doesn't matter how materially advanced or knowledgeable a person is, you always should be respectful and humble before the guru of that person. She said that Lord Chaitanya demonstrated that, but he called himself fool number one in front of his guru. And he also talked about it. He says, my guru considered me a fool. I wouldn't know Vedanta, therefore I just said, you chant. So when he was talking about to the Mayavad sannyasis, but it's actually a point that we should always be careful of. Some of us may have higher material degrees than our spiritual master, but in front of the spiritual master, he's a representative of Krishna. Therefore, we humble ourselves in front of our spiritual master. So that was in the previous lecture 1743. So as we've talked about already, you can unmute yourself and ask a question or share a realization or share some takeaway from this one. Hare Krishna. So anyone want to share?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisance as Srila Prabhupada. I think one one of the takeaways that really that Prabhupada really made a good point is, and what you also just read, the meaning of family.
Mm.
That was pretty powerful. I think sometimes we tend to forget the meaning of family. It is just people within our household, husband, father, mother, children, however many, and that's family. But Srila Prabhupada is broadening the meaning of family, not just those living in the household, in one house, but it's more than just that. And I was just thinking of Srila Prabhupada, when he said that he built a house where the whole world can live in. So if he has built a house, which is ISKCON, where the whole world can live in, that means everybody who is an ISKCON, a member of ISKCON, is a family. So Prabhupada really extended and stretched the meaning of family to complete Vaishnavism. And I thought that was really, really powerful. And to help us, what's the word? To help us broaden our mentality and understanding of family to just one little bubble, but actually it's bigger. It's much, 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 much bigger than that. Because I think sometimes we get caught up, it's, my family, your family, this family, that family. But if we look at what Srila Prabhupada is saying, he's saying, how can we be family with everybody, not just our immediate blood, relatives or kids or whatever, but how can we think of everyone as a family and be sensitive, be understanding, be compassionate, be sympathetic. So Prabhupada really broadened that term family, and I thought that was very powerful. So that was one of my takeaways. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, he definitely did broaden that definition of family. And while you were speaking about that as your takeaway, I was also thinking, yeah, you mentioned ISKCON as a family. Your Prabhupada built the house and all can live in. So all devotees are actually one family. And everything is done little by little. Some things are done little by little, and the understanding comes out later on.
If
The
I can
broader
just
understanding. Yeah,
If I
good.
can just quickly interrupt, please forgive me, one thought came to my mind is that's why Prabhupada said that if devotees of ISKCON, if we don't know our Gotra, then it's Achyuta Gotra. He says all devotees of ISKCON are Achyuta Gotra. So, which actually shows how Prabhupada has really built ISKCON as one big global family. And
Yeah.
and as devotees, we should really try to understand that and care for everybody as our family and not just those living in the house. Yeah. Thank you, Haribab. I'm sorry.
Okay. So hopefully people understand Gotra means what? Family. Family
Lineage.
line. Lineage.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So sometimes you use the Sanskrit words, it's best to kind of also explain it. I know it, but it's best to actually talk about it. All right. So the whole family lineage connected to the Lord Himself. Hmm? ISKCON is about 100% praise, connection, service to, or glorification, we use, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's one family that does that. Hmm? And so what I was talking about is, yes, Srila Prabhupada broadened the definition of family. We can start with individual temples. We meet maybe on daily basis or on a weekly basis, depending on what the temple is. I'm talking about the ISKCON temple. The devotees can relate to each other with the instructions from the nectar of instructions, the symptoms of love, how you show it. Giving gifts, accepting gifts, giving prashadam, accepting prashadam, revealing one's mind in confidence, and also hearing confidentially. And doing things, serving each other, so we become one family. Mm-hmm. The temple devotees should see the whole temple not as just one person that I talk to that I maybe worse gossip with, which is already Maya, but that everybody should be free to feel that the next person to them is in fact a family member. And that feeling should be there in the temple, and then it can extend to other temples and then to the society. Now, I talked about the temple situation because in some temples, even that feeling of family is not there yet. Some temples have cliques, which is not good at all. And so we can start little by little bringing the whole family atmosphere into the temple. And we are family of devotees. Srimati Radharani looks at us like that, the ones that have turned their attention to Krishna. So we should actually consider ourselves one family. Hare Krishna. All right, so any other person wants to unmute themselves and share with this in this discussion will be very much appreciated. Hare Krishna.
Actually, you made a very good point. Srimati Radharani, the Divine Mother, looks at each and every one of us as her children. And it's us that creates that segregation, that wall, my family, your family, her family, his family. But to the eyes of Srimati Radharani, we are all her children, one big family. To the eyes of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Father, we are all his children, one big family. But it's our conditioning that we create this, my family, your family, this family, and then which also what happens is it's lacking that community relationship, that bonding, that community family relationship, because we are creating it. It's not anyone else, it's us. But yeah, that's a good point that you mentioned, how the Lord looks at us and Radharani, but we create that wall. That was a good point. Thank you.
Therefore, it is important to also see ourselves in the same way as Srimati Radharani sees us. Actually, what's happened, and we have to be, call a spade, so that we can, in fact, be aware of what we need to do in order to counter this culture, the culture of Maya, the culture of materialism. And the same for materialism is each one for himself and God for us all. Each one for himself, each one for himself is what starts the whole split between one person and another person. Each one for himself. It's not each one for himself. It's all about family, cooperation, helping each other. That's what makes it easier. And we realize that in every situation, when it comes to service, if we're looking at it as family, then we can cover for each other when things happen and if somebody cannot be there, then someone else gladly jumps in and gets the service done, and that person who was not there would be in another situation glad to jump in and do the service. That way we have a family and a caring atmosphere, and the DD sees all of that. Realizes that we're becoming a family here because the spiritual world is one big family. If the soul has all knowledge, that means everybody knows everybody. And if they are loving and they are also in bliss, then it is a huge extended family in the spiritual world. So we have to start doing that and having that kind of consciousness. Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to unmute themselves and share in this Krishna Katha? Hare Krishna. If not, then
another
okay,
takeaway that I have is how Srila Prabhupada differentiated between deity and idol. That was good.
yes.
That was a nice point. How Srila Prabhupada different. That was one of my takeaways. And Prabhupada says that what the dog barks and in the caravan.
The caravan will go on. Yeah, let the dogs bark.
It really amazes me how Srila Prabhupada, if you look at Srila Prabhupada like a stranger, a petite Bengali sannyasi from India who speaks English so wow and knows all these jargons. I said, Srila Prabhupada, you are definitely an ambassador, no doubt about that. The way he uses those phrases is amazing. But I really like how he spoke he really differentiated the concept of idol and deity very, very nicely.
Yeah, that's very, very, very important, the way he addressed it. Srila Prabhupada is definitely expert in so many ways. And we're fortunate that Krishna has brought him and helped us to grow like that. Anyone else would like to share? It doesn't have to be only the two of us. Anyone else would like to share whatever that they've learned from this lecture? That would be nice. And in the meantime, while you're thinking about it, so Srila Prabhupada started, among other things, that Dronacharya was addressed as Bhagavan. Mm-hmm. Lord Shiva and Narada Muni sometimes are addressed as Bhagavan. But the supreme Bhagavan is Krishna. Hmm? Or there may be other people who be, because of their position, their service, and what they're doing to serve other people. Hmm? And the clout that they have, they may be addressed like that, Bhagavan. So, and he also brought in some points, sometimes it seems like minor points, but Srila Prabhupada describes the Vedic culture so nicely. One point he makes that when a woman loses a husband, if she has a son, then in one sense, she's not considered a widow because then the son is a representative of the father. So then the wife, or in this case, the mother of that son, because the son is still around, the mother may be not considered as a widow. And he also talked about the wife being considered as the better half, like people do this. So we always should act in such a way that the person the family is glorified. We have to be protective of the whole family. And then of course the Vedic conception, as I'm sure about family is actually the generation. So Draupadi was saying to Arjuna that he should not do something to disgrace the whole Pandava lineage family. And he also said that the Guru's family should not be chastised. So he was basically pointing out in many ways, this is Draupadi, to Arjuna, that Ashwatthama's connection is such that in your own connection, Ashwatthama's connection to Dronacharya and Arjuna and the Pandava's connection to Dronacharya makes it incumbent upon them not to mistreat or certainly not kill Ashwatthama. Because Ashwatthama's father is Dronacharya and the Pandava's teacher is Dronacharya, so that's the link. So he was pointing that out. So the Guru family should not be chastised. And nobody should. Then he talked about Guru Sadhu and Shastra. Guru Sadhu and Shastra. And starting with the Shastra, it says nobody should transgress the injunctions of the Shastra. Then Guru's Acharya. Acharya should be respected like Krishna. And as far as that's concerned, there was one situation of misunderstanding initially between Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciples. There was mention of this, that Guru is Acharya, and he's be respected like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But some of the disciples thought that he was saying that he was the Supreme Personality. And so they got concerned about it, and they went to meet him, and they said, Swamiji, at that time he was being called Swamiji, that some people are saying that you said that you were God. And he said, no, I'm not God. I'm representing God. I'm a servant of the Lord. But in the Guru position, the Guru should be respected as God, which means the Guru is practice for us. How we treat Guru is how we're going to treat Krishna. So that was made clear, and then they all became satisfied with the answer. Hare Krishna. Any other comments? We're close to the 9 o'clock hour that anyone wants to give. Okay. I will just say a couple more things, and then maybe we can end, unless, of course, somebody wants to add more things to it. Okay. So definitely the idol worship, we don't do idol worship. The installation of a deity is authorized. The deity is the Lord. There are so many rascals who think that the deity is made of some metal and that's all. Mm. And they protest against temple worship. Srila Prabhupada named the Arya Samajis. Mm. They said that Arya Samajis, he said they have their own temple, but nobody goes there. Well, that speaks volumes about their thinking. Mm. You see, God is everywhere. And Srila Prabhupada counted, if God is everywhere, why not in the temple? Temple is part of what's here too. So the deity should not be considered made of just wood, stone, etc. The whole point is we don't have spiritual eyes to see Krishna in the spiritual form. Therefore, by his mercy, Papa has talked about that before, by his mercy, by the Lord's mercy, he appears in a way in which we can see him or her, Radha Krishna, or we may see and also be able to serve. So we may not have eyes to see the deity, even when the deity is there in a deeper way, but still we have the opportunity to glorify the Lord, have the opportunity to serve the Lord. In that way, we get spiritual credits, and also we increase our love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Prema, which then makes it possible for us to be allowed to go back to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna. Any last point? If not, then thank you very much for coming. And we're in the midweek now, the rest of your week. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious week. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhivya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Bhai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai.